business and everything that's happening.
I appreciate that. Definitely.
No, we had a few people that were going to RSVP. They may have forgot or had other things to do.
Or had technical difficulties.
Mm-hmm. So we can go ahead and start. Thank you for allowing us to talk to you guys about.
No, thank you for having us.
No problem.
So tell us a little bit about you guys, where you're located, how'd you meet, how long you've been married, how the business. Just give us a quick rundown of who you are.
Ooh, child, ain't nothing quick about it. We'll try. We'll try. No. So for everyone who doesn't know, I'm Dominique.
I'm Tim.
And we are Reviews in Black. We are married. We have approximately been married now for a little bit over a year. We met here in Phoenix City, Alabama, where we live. Originally, I'm actually from this area, right across the water in Columbus. He's from Chicago. And long story made short, we somehow ended up connecting together over some banana pudding. And
I made it.
Yeah, he made it, and it was good. Give it to him. But we realized really quickly that our common love really fell into movies. And so with both of us really being busy during the time that we met, we decided that our common ground would be movie theaters. And so we spent a lot of our friendship going to the movies, dinner in a movie, ice cream in a movie, where we affectionately called our Cinemationship, because we were just friends. We wanted no commitment, but we was committed to these movies. He couldn't watch it without me. I couldn't watch it without him. And so really movies kind of took us from friends to being exclusive to engagement to being married, all the way to even having a movie themed wedding. And now we are taking things another step forward and venturing into business, and something that we love to do naturally together. So.
Wow. I didn't know the wedding was a movie theme.
It was.
Oh, yeah,
it was. And I'm about to say, now I know everybody say they got a dope wedding, but ours was pretty dope. I think ours was pretty dope.
We had centerpieces made with the golden movie reels.
And then our tables, instead of having like regular table numbers, people came in and they got a movie ticket, and the movie ticket had the movie they were going to see, and their tables were like the movie posters. So they had to find their movie poster, and then instead of having like a traditional guest book, everybody signed the movie poster so we could put the movie posters up in our movie room.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, we need to put that in Ebony magazine. We need to see that. I haven't. I will send it right now.
Okay. So what is Reviews in Black? And can you give us some background about how it got started?
You want to take that one?
I can take some of
them.
No. Reviews in Black is pretty much just movie reviews, but from our perspective. It's a lot of movies that, as far as me, I know there's a lot of movies that you see that gets rated, get the low ratings, but then when we see it, it's like, no, this was an amazing movie, and it seems to be common among us. So that's one of the, simple way of putting it, how it got started for the most part, the idea behind it.
Yeah, absolutely. We were looking into something that I guess that we could do, we can venture into. I know amongst some of our friends would always play around with, what can we do, to make a mark? Or what can we do to kind of hone in on our voice? And we already, from, being known as the movie couple, everybody would always ask us, hey, what are you watching? If you're watching it, we know it's good. If you say it's bad, then we're not going to, worry about it. And just kind of after talking with a bunch of friends and kind of getting together, we were like, you know what, let's just do this movie review thing. And so Reviews in Black actually came from a friend of ours. We were like, oh, well, that makes sense. Sure. We do reviews and we're Black. Not necessarily to say that it's Black movies, but just, the fact from our perspective, we wanted to be able to give everything a fair perspective in all movie genres, just from our voices. So.
And it started off as a podcast with 4 of us originally. And, everybody has their own things that come along, so it kind of fell apart, but we decided to keep the mantle, and
we already did it.
Yeah. So what's the latest movie that you've seen, like that really moved you guys?
I was probably saying series.
Yeah, Siri, what would you say?
Lovecraft Country.
Oh yeah, but then we just saw Mortal yesterday.
But we did just see Mortal
Yeah,
yesterday.
well, so we just saw this movie Mortal, which is featuring. I'm not too sure if you all have seen. Well, he's really in a lot of more kitty movies. But his name is Nate Wolf, who actually has a brother named Alex Wolf, who everybody gets very confused because they look like twins.
Yeah.
But it was an incredible type of origin story that was based in Norwegian folklore.
Oh, wow.
Incredible film. Yeah. It was incredible. It was really good.
Yeah, and if you're familiar with any like scary movies like Hereditary, have you ever seen that?
No, we're not scary movie people. You know, look, I'm not knocking it because the scary movies, they do have some suspense and everything. I think the scariest movie that I've seen in the past year or so has been Birds. Is that the Sandra Bullock movie?
Sandra Bullock.
Bird Box.
Oh, Bird Box.
Yeah, that to me was horror. That's
yeah, you wouldn't have been able to take Hereditary.
No, Hereditary was on a whole nother level. Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation. The scariest movie I've ever seen.
Yeah. And I love scary movies. I think they're hilarious, honestly. But this one, I was praying in the movie theater. I was rebuking
like, this too
in
much.
the name of Jesus.
That's great, man.
That's funny. So, can you guys tell us what the Cinemationship box is, and can you take us through your journey of how it came into fruition?
Oh, okay.
Oh, you take that one.
I'll take this one. Yeah. So, Cinemationship, again, we kind of derived the name from our friendship and what we were initially. So, again, just kind of rewinding back when we were dating, and we realized that we had a really great time watching movies. And so we wrote this really long list of all the movies that were coming out all throughout the year. And we're like, look, we're going to watch these movies together. You can't watch these with nobody else. Don't watch them without me. You know,
Right.
Don't do it. And literally that same year, we just kept adding on and kept adding on. So what started as maybe 30 movies ended up being like 50, 60, probably almost 75 movies that we ended up watching together. And just the experience of, you know, coming together, we really learned a lot about each other through that time. So, you know, what do you like? What do you don't like? What's your experiences? How would you react in this situation? If that was you, what you would have done? You know, what things are you afraid of? What things really make you think? And so we just enjoy the experience of finding ourselves in those narratives. And when we initially launched Reviews in Black, and we were thinking of what can we do to replicate the same experience that we've had, not just in, you know, in as much of an intimate relationship as we have, but just in community. Like, what could we do to bring people together to have these same really cool experiences over movies? And initially, Cinemationship was going to be a live event. So we were going to do like a curated dinner and a movie experience where we take groups and couples from movie to dinner and just literally curate the entire experience based on the movie that we went to go see. So that was, it's still coming once we open back up, once the world come on.
It's coming. For sure.
Yes, but that was the initial thought. And then of course, COVID hit. So kind of where we were planning and getting that together, it really, you know, we have to pivot somehow. And so we started a movie club in the middle of the summer as a way to get connected. And we just had such a great time in this movie club. And one of the giveaways that we did within the club was like a little care package. We were like, hey, you know, we're all at home. We're going to send, you know, X amount of people this box of concessions, and we're going to send you a movie gift card. And they really loved it. Like, it was something that they really appreciated. They took to their movie nights. And just in the midst of that, we were like, you know what? Why don't we just do that all the time? Like, let's just do it, you know? So that's where we kind of pivoted to Cinemationship. We already tried to have a movie of the month with our movie club. And so we just kind of warped it into this box where we can theme really unique concessions around this movie of the month and send them to our subscribers, and then share the same experience together over a virtual watch party. So almost taking the movie theater concept that we were so used to doing and bringing it virtual.
Wow. So it sounds like the pivot was just almost a natural thing, because one of the questions we were going to ask you was, how did you pivot, or what strategy did you use? You know, because with COVID, you know, businesses are suffering and that type of thing, especially It's been a big push to support Black businesses, which is something that we're for. But it doesn't sound like you guys sat down with someone with the MBA and planned out a strategy. It sounds like you guys just kind of follow the natural progression of things.
Yeah, absolutely. I think our big thing was just keep going. We had one plan and we were really looking forward to, doing this live event. We had all these different thoughts and people we're going to reach out to. And then of course, when life hits, you really have two options. You either stop and throw it all away to try again when tomorrow, which tomorrow always comes, or you can buckle up your bootstraps and just keep going. And so initially, when we really didn't know what to do, we just said, well, let's just keep moving. What can we do? What can we do now? And just in the midst of keeping going and taking every day and still finding a way to bring that community, that's where the box was birthed out of. So if we would have stopped, we would have never thought of a box. But just because every day we just woke up with, how can we connect with the movie people? How can we serve our movie community? It was born.
So in other words, she is the pivot point.
Right.
There was no for an answer, with no break, no nothing. We gonna work it out. Yeah. So, and we did. We had a lot of long nights,
right,
with a bunch of pictures and sorting through pictures, creating brands for something we didn't know what the brand was yet. But we did it. We did it.
Y'all did it. Yeah. Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
You know it.
In the flesh right here. If teamwork makes the dream work, was a couple. Absolutely.
So do you guys host like virtual discussions after the your monthly movie, or?
Well, it's a combination of all that. Yeah. It's we do virtual discussions. We did one with Lovecraft Country.
Yeah, we did.
We also did one.
We did like a sip and cinema.
We did sip and cinema.
Yeah.
That's something we're gonna do more of later on. It's pretty much we did the movie, and we had someone come on who's pretty much into wines, and they paired a wine with it, with the characteristics of a movie. We got one we're gonna work on soon. We talked about more for the guys.
That's coming. You're doing too much. That's long. It's long game.
Yeah.
Come on, now. See, can't put them on.
Right.
We also did a live one on Instagram. I can't remember what movie that was.
The Madam Self-Made.
Yes, Self-Made, Madam C.J. Walker.
So we try. Yeah, absolutely. We try. It's especially with our movie of the month. In our movie club, we do like a discussion board. But for our movies of the month, we'll do kind of like our live recap. So just to kind of give a little bit of insight into how our movies of the month are going to be working with Cinemationship. The platform that we're using allows us to both video to where you can watch the movie and you see us, and you can chat on the side while the movie is going. So there's a combination of experiences that we can that we're bringing to the table to where we can continue to interact over the movie, both during the movie and afterwards. So
it's kind of like what Maddie does with her friend Zoom. Yeah, Madison, her friends will get together and watch a movie with over Zoom with her friends.
Yeah. And so everyone, it's really similar because everyone on Zoom, I'm assuming they're pressing play at the same time.
Or watching one person's movie.
Or they're watching one person's movie.
I think they're watching one. We don't know. Somehow it's her and her friends, and we know they're watching a movie because we hear 8th grade, 13-year-old girl laughter. Which is music to our ears because COVID can take a toll on your mental health, especially if you're a child and you can't see your friends.
Exactly.
But we're not sure what platform she uses. We're assuming Zoom, but kids are wired and they know way more apps and stuff than we do.
Yeah, you're right about it.
But that's the benefit of today. A lot of times where something like this would happen and you'd feel shut off with the world, we have the benefit of technology where we can continue to stay connected, which is where, again, with Cinemationship, we were really hoping to leverage where, again, we would love the movie theater. Nothing can beat a movie theater experience. You can't beat it. But the one thing that we can do is still come together. So kind of taking that virtual theater and still being connected with people, I think is not only going to be helpful, for community and, like you said, mental health, just finding people to gravitate to and do something with, in a sense. But again, if you miss movies and you love movies and love to talk about movies with people, this is a great opportunity to get together and, chop it up. So
That's great. We have one of our guests here, and Cynthia, and she has a question. Her question is, do you have any upcoming plans for reviewing Oscar movies?
Oscar movies, that's a good one. So on our Instagram platform, so Cinemationship is kind of what we do with everyone, but on our Instagram or our regular platforms, we actually review quite a few movies.
Mm-hmm.
As of late, we haven't been doing too many because we've been working on the box. But after the boxes released, we're really going back into, reviewing movies heavily, where at least, 1, 2, almost 3 times a week, we were throwing a review out there of something that we were watching. And Oscar movies are definitely on there. There's actually a few on our list that we haven't even watched. So we have some catching up to do once this box is released and we kind of get into the swing of things. But absolutely, for sure, just definitely follow us on our channels and keep a lookout.
Yeah, and we're going to give you guys a chance to, give all your information towards the end. All right.
Yeah.
So people can connect with you all and stuff. All right.
Okay.
So we love the packaging. Did you guys design the packaging?
Gee, I wonder who that was, right?
But again, that was one of those things. I don't have graphic experience. I know what looks good, but it was one of those things where, again, when you try to do something or try to work with people or, look to other sources. And if things don't work out, one monkey don't stop no show. So if we had to do it, we had to do it. So we did it.
Yep.
All right. So one thing that I believe about marriage is that there has to be something that both of you connect with outside of just maintaining a family, right? Outside of just raising kids or paying the mortgage. And it's so cool that you all found your thing that you connected on and that you're growing and developing that. Could you, I don't know if you can speak to other couples about that, how important that is, or, how do they discover that thing outside of the everyday minutia that they can connect on?
Oh, you got that one.
How can they discover it? I mean, it really just comes down to that commonality and things that you're passionate about and that's fun to you, both of you all. Like with us, like we said, it's always been movies. And I think we really realized that. I think it was our very first movie date.
Yeah.
We went to go see Underworld. I forget which one it was.
Vampire movie.
Vampire movie. And, we're still getting to know each other. And we're watching this movie and we're pretty good. And they said something and we both looked at each other. It's like some off from another movie, like a romance. We looked at each other and said, that's so cheesy. At the exact same time. And I was like, it was just like that. And I was like, okay, I think I found me a buddy here, but it was from that moment, I knew that I don't want to go see any movies with anybody else, because she relates the way I do, and when you find that commonality in something, right, and you're trying to get to know somebody, or you're trying to just maintain your relationship, build off that. I mean, there's been times where we can come off a disagreement, and I know I can be furious, or on the inside,
all up in here,
all up in here, but a movie will fix it. A movie will fix it for us.
Put it on. What you watching? Watching something. Okay.
Yeah.
And then it just keeps going. And it's not even to say that it's always easy. I think a lot of times it seems like when you see people that are working together, that are building something, the misconception can be that it's easy or that, they just fell into it. It still takes work.
It ain't easy.
I'm right there.
But it isn't easy. But I think it's really a matter of being intentional and remembering that you are so much more than just what's around you. You're so much more than just children. You're so much more than just, childbearing, but that you're people and you have goals and you have ambitions and you have dreams, and being intentional about recognizing that in each other and being intentional about moving that forward. So
intentionality.
Yeah.
It's easy to lose intentionality in the everyday thing.
Yes. Yes.
So Cynthia is asking another question. Do you have a top 10 list of movies of different categories that could be recommended, like comedy, action, romance, or?
Oh, we'll work on it. But I'll tell you now, Cynthia, we don't do romances, boom.
Yeah, we don't do rom-coms.
We don't do them. We try. We've been tricked into watching a few, but they're not our most favorite category.
No rom-com?
It wouldn't be first on our list.
Not the first. Again, we fell into some,
Yeah.
and we'd be like, "Oh, this is a romance." It ain't that bad though, but we ain't gonna tell nobody we saw it.
What is it about a rom-com that you guys don't get into? Like,
well, it has to be unique because all the rom-coms have the exact same template. You know, boy meets girl. They go out and have a lot of fun. Boy or girl does something stupid. They break up, and there's a big makeup at the end.
Yeah. And there's nothing really unique that's for us that we found that's really been brought. Now there is one. I wish I could remember the name of it. Game Night was cute. Game Night, it was a comedy, but really and truly it was like a romance end because it was all about marriages and what it takes to put it, all of that working together. So that one is probably a rom-com that was like, this is different. It's a different take on.
Normally it's a red.
Yeah. Oh, and the photograph. Now,
not the photograph. The one with the Indian guy.
Oh, that one good though.
It was okay.
That one good. But talking about
you don't want bacon grease to the face?
No, I don't want bacon grease to the face. No, we can't think of that movie. It wasn't that good. It was okay.
Here's what's funny. How you guys connected on movies is actually a good premise for a romance comedy.
That's what everybody says. That's what everybody says, and I'm like, no, but we don't do them. Oh, that's so funny.
And I wouldn't even say it's more the rom-com. I would just think it's more just the romance period. Right. You know, it's always more downs than up. You know, like the Notebook and stuff like that. I'm like,
and I've never seen the Notebook, so I can't relate to that question. No, never. And I have no intention on watching it.
Mandisa,
do you love the Notebook?
That's Mandisa's.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mandisa.
That one for real?
I don't remember. I mean, it's one of my movies that I haven't watched in a long time.
Yeah. Turn the sideways.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
we
watching all the movies, have you guys figured out like the formula of how a movie is written?
Well, excuse Tim Finger, but we have we've watched so many different types of movies, and it's really hard to say that there's a formula to them. I mean, from Oscar blockbusters all the way to indie films, I think that each film really brings its own unique essence to it. I mean, of course, you can go from like your basic, here's the exposition, here's the opening scene, here's your climax, here's your resolution, but I think the movies that really intrigue us the most are those movies who kind of play around with those elements. Does the movie start with the climax and all of a sudden take you back and bring you on this journey to bring you back here? There's so many ways to write a story. So it's hard to say that there is a formula. Our hope is that, especially now with recent movies, that formula continues to get mixed up and bring a really different element to the stories that we're watching. Because you can repeat the same story over and over again, but it's all in how it's told that really makes the difference.
For example, Tenet was a great way.
I
mean, that was a great movie, and it did not follow your typical guidelines.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Right. Yeah. That's what's cool about the Matrix, and I mean, I'm not a movie aficionado. This is the movie aficionado and writer and all of that. So I am not, but I just know what I like, and I know I don't necessarily like to watch movies unless I know that the writing is going to be dope, because I get bored easily, and something like the Matrix that takes you on this whole zigzag, kind of gives you a mind picture. I love those movies.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. And it's hard, you know, sometimes when you're watching movies, it's always a gamble, you know, because you have some movies who seem great, but then you watch it and realize that you saw everything in the previews. Or you know, or you see those movies and you have no idea what it's about, and then at the end something happens, you're like, oh, that makes no sense. And then there may be those movies where the preview isn't that clear, but then all of a sudden you watch this movie and this whole world of narratives is released. So sometimes it really is just kind of a gamble. You know, there's some movies, plenty of movies we didn't see that we thought was gonna be bomb, and we're like, that was trash. Why did we even waste the time? Why?
Like it was to the point where, you know what, we just stand to get our money's worth.
Hey, there you go. I mean, you know, and we're like, hey, we will review movies, and so I guess we got to put some bad eggs in there somewhere. So
yeah, that's true. Cynthia asks another question. With your knowledge of movies, would you be interested in writing your own script?
Ooh.
No.
Somebody got excited about that.
Well, let me spill some tea. So for me, my initial ambition when I was younger and when I went to school, I really wanted to create commercials, which is kind of where I really, really felt into the whole, you know, TV and cinematography type of aspect of it. As far as writing a movie, I don't know if it's a movie. I have one story, only one, that I've always wanted to tell. And I don't know if I can find someone to really tell it how I think it should be done, but it's just one. I don't have a gambit of movie. I just got one that one day I'm going to do. Just one. That's it. I just want one. Just to say that I did it.
Yeah.
But now I ain't writing no. It may not be no 2 hours, 2.5 hours, but I'm gonna give you a strong hour 15.
Strong hour 15. You know, a strong television.
Movie. There you go. Yes, that's it.
Yeah. So I saw in the information you sent about what Cinemationship was that you guys use in your boxes. You connect with people who are Black-owned businesses. Can you guys talk about which Black-owned businesses you guys have partnered with?
Oh, yeah, well, we'll put one out for sure. So every month is going to be different. So every month it won't be the same arrangement of concessions. Every month it won't be the same vendors. But in our boxes, we at least want to feature at least one Black-owned business or Black-owned business, because there's just so many out there that, you know, don't really get the front time. And as much as we can use our platform to be able to share that, we want to. But in our upcoming box for December, I keep looking this way because my box right here, y'all. Put it right here.
Don't go to box.
Ain't up there.
But in December, we are featuring a really cool Black-owned business called Soul Popped. And Soul Popped is a gourmet popcorn business. It's homemade. It's out of, well, it's not homemade. I was going to show it to him. Oh, no, it's one over there. We've been eating them up, y'all. So we're going to tell you that story in a second. But Soul Popped, out of Dallas, Texas. Remarkable Black-owned brand. So they do popcorn, but they do popcorn that are like down home grandma's kitchen flavored popcorn. So we had the privilege of getting 5 bags just to kind of taste. Tim is bringing one now, but they had things like chicken and waffles, heavenly macaroni and cheese, Austin's barbecue,
Big Mama's fried chicken,
dill pickle. I mean, just those things that remind you of what you get when you go to grandma's house. And they are good. Like we really tried to taste everything that we put in the boxes. We don't want to send out no trash because we don't want trash for our movie night. So we tasted every single one of those 5 bags, and all of them are bomb.
All of macaroni and cheese.
Macaroni and cheese.
They had a banana pudding one. The banana pudding one though.
It was good, but that macaroni and cheese. You talking about like? So I'm from Chicago, so we have Garrett's popcorn. And if you ever had their cheese popcorn, it's like that, but on a whole nother level. It's like, what? Man, listen. I'm telling you. That cheese popcorn.
Yeah. So we're so proud to feature Black businesses like that who are out here, you know, because I've never heard of Soul Pop. Now, and I love food. I love food and I love snacks, but who's ever heard of Soul Pop? And so just to have the opportunity to spread these businesses like that through our box that still remind us of what we would get at the movie theaters, but adds that little extra spicy something that, you know, you wouldn't get just from being at the movies. It's really cool.
And that's what I like about what you guys do. You know, you create a totally new experience. It's just not like you're trying to recreate the movie, because when you go to the movies, you're not necessarily having conversations. You're not necessarily able to chat unless you're texting, you know, or you're just talking to the person next to you. It's really cool that you guys have really created your own lane, your own experience with this, and we're excited. We're going. I'm signing up after this. I'm signing up after this. Cynthia, that's another question.
How do you find out about the Black-owned businesses that you support?
Research.
Yeah, research. Really, we literally have developed a very, very long list of Black-owned businesses, from organizations we've been a part of, from people that we know, from straight Google, and really figuring out, we really wanted to make it not just in our local area, but literally all over the country. And where can we find these businesses that are a little obscure, that are doing great things that you just don't know about? So each box just won't come from up here in, you know, good old Alabama or good old Georgia. We got Black-owned businesses from everywhere, even some in Canada, you know, that we're going to be working to get in this box to bring to your homes for your movie night. So
yeah, wow. So I was telling Eddie, there's this potato chip company, Black-owned, in, I want to say, Marietta.
It's Symphony, the Symphony chips.
Thank you. I could not think of the name. Yes, they're so good. Yes. Yes.
They're up and coming.
Okay.
They'll be in the box.
They'll be in the box for sure.
Yeah, I could not think of the name of it, but I had them at another Black-owned event a couple of years ago, and I follow them on Instagram, but I could not think of what the name was.
They are very good. I haven't tried the new flavor they just came out with, but the I think it's the smoke flavor. Man, I'm like, who put barbecue smoke in a chip?
Right. just throw the smoke in the bag and close it real quick, you know.
Oh, it's so good. But yeah, they will definitely be in the box coming soon for sure.
That's great.
So my friend Cynthia that's on, I don't know if Cynthia can turn her camera on. She has an app called the Key Spot app, where you can, if you like subscribe, you can Cynthia, she'll have to explain it to you.
Can you come off of mute?
Yes. Hey guys, I'm so excited to hear about your business. Yes, I was loving the conversation. Didn't want to interfere with anything, but I love your concept there, and I'm all about movies. And I also love the fact that you support Black businesses, because that's one of the things that I do with my Key Spot mobile app. We're all about connecting the community and supporting small business. Yes. And we even have a category called Black-owned businesses. So that's one reason why I was like, oh, great. You guys work with Black businesses. We support Black businesses. So we're doing everything we can to help. And it's free. We offer people to share their information for free on the app. So hopefully we can share your information as well on Key Spot app.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you for even considering that. We will definitely, anything that's supporting Black-owned business, we own it already. Let's just
that's awesome. So I'm just.
Go ahead, Cynthia.
No, go ahead, Eddie. Go ahead.
No. We're gonna make sure that we connect you all. After the Zoom, and we know it's gonna be an awesome connection. So. Yep.
Yeah, Cynthia's my best friend. We've known each other for over 20 years. We went to undergrad together.
Oh wow.
Yes, we were in each other's weddings. So.
You know it's real when you're in each other's weddings, you know? You know it's real. Well, look, you know, it's been so great talking with you all, and you know, your business ideas. It's a great idea, brilliant. And we're just excited to bring it to the Atlanta film and TV audience. So now we want to give you guys an opportunity to tell us all of your information, where we can sign up for a subscription, where we can see the Reviews in Black, just the whole 9 yards.
Yeah. So as far as Reviews in Black, you can follow us on Instagram. Our IG is In Black Reviews. We're also on Facebook. You can find us by using that same handle, In Black Reviews. And of course, for our awesome box, this is the big one, so it's going to be in the way a lot. But for Cinemationship, be sure that you go and you visit the website. www.cinemationship.com to grab the December box. The last day to take advantage of the December box is November 30th. And so if you want to join in our awesome weekend, we have a full cinema weekend celebrating not only the box launch, but our official 1 year in business. So it's going to be epic. We promise it's going to be epic from Friday to Saturday to Sunday. It's going to be epic. You don't want to miss it. So definitely go to the website, grab your box. We have portions for if you're just a solo watcher or if you're a duo watcher. If you have a movie partner that you want to watch it with, we do have 2 different size boxes for you to take advantage of. And then we're also on Instagram at Cinemationship Box as well. But definitely the website is where you want to go to grab your subscription.
Yep. And we're currently working on a family box as well.
We are. 2021, we'll bring up family size boxes. We are a family of 5, so we get going to the movie theaters with 5 folks. So that's coming soon. That is coming soon.
That's awesome, man. So we're going to start off with the partner box and then upgrade to the family.
Because the kids will want to join.
The kids are going to want to.
Of course. I think for those movies that we feature animated.
Our soul popcorn or whatever goodies.
Hey.
So, hey, look, it's been great talking to you guys, and
thank you for having us so much.
And
thank you.
And best to you.
Thank you guys so much for having us. We appreciate it.
Right.
We love y'all.
Hey, we love you too. Are you still recording? I missed out.